today we're joined by an exciting guest, Grandmaster Quang Liem. He's the winner of the World Blitz Championship in 2013, winner of the BL Grandmaster Triathlon 2022-23, and most importantly, he's now the director of Spice and the head coach of the Webster University Chess Team. Welcome to the show today, Liam. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Great. It's so great to have you. And so many universities now offering chess scholarships in the US.
As you know that there are 5-6 universities in the US that offer very competitive scholarships. And that we started this program was 2012. And within 13 years, we have won 10 Pan Ams and 7 Final Four President's Cup. So that's really unprecedented from any other program.
Generally, it's a 4-year scholarship, right, for undergrad, and if they decide to continue, they can do masters for 2+ years. Is that right? Hello everyone, welcome to Chess Gaja's YouTube channel. I'm Grandmaster Priyadharshan, and today we're joined by an exciting guest, Grandmaster Quang Liem, who is has so many achievements under his name. He's the winner of the World Blitz Championship in 2013, winner of the BL Grandmaster Triathlon 2022-23, and most importantly, he's now the director of Spice and the head coach of the Webster University Chess Team. Welcome to the show today, Liam. Hello.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Great. It's so great to have you. And first of all, congratulations on winning the national championship 7th time. Yeah, President's Cup as a Webster team. How does it feel? Can you maybe start with that? Like how big of an achievement this is for Webster and so on?
Yeah, it was really a historic achievement, winning it for the 7th time and breaking on the previous records of the national championships. So previously, Webster and UMBC, University of Maryland in Baltimore, tied for 6th President's Cup, and this time we won it the 7th time. So it's really the best program in the country right now, and I'm very proud of my students for this achievement, and hopefully we'll keep it going for the
hopefully you reach that 10
yeah.
soon. 10
Right.
consecutive titles. 10 titles. Great. Happy to hear that. And so, as you are now the head of Spice program, director of Spice program and head coach of it. And as I was also a student long ago, and my question to you mainly is with so many universities now offering chess scholarships in the US, if let's say a young player or a parent of the player is considering why they should consider Webster Spice, compared to the other universities that also give scholarship and so on. What makes Spice this different that you are able to get 7 national champions and all that? Yeah.
So that's a very good question, and there are many parts of it. Nowadays, you know that there are 5-6 universities in the US that offer very competitive scholarships to the best chess players out there, and the scholarships are kind of similar from all the university. If you are a really strong grandmaster, you probably get full scholarship and so on. But what differentiates Webster University from the other universities, in my opinion, is our reputation for excellence. Our records from the time that we started this program was 2012, and within 13 years, we have won 10 Pan Ams and 7 Final Four President's Cup. So that's really unprecedented from any other program. And the fact that we have very strong chess players here. So a serious player, when they are considering a university, they probably looking at an environment where they have a good spot where they can grow as a chess player, in addition to having an opportunity for their higher education. They want to have a good coach. They have want to have good teammates who can work with them, who can support them. And I believe that they find that environment at Webster. And we usually have the #1 team by rating, but that doesn't guarantee the titles. As you know, training is a big part of the winning tradition. So we have to make sure that we train harder than everyone else. We have to make sure that we take the job very seriously. We take all the games, all the tournaments we play seriously. And that's what I tell my students every year, that we are playing as a team. We travel as a team. As you know, you were students back then, and we actually played together for a couple of years, I believe.
Yes.
So we always travel as a team. That tradition is still alive, and we win as a team. We analyze together as a team, and in general, the team spirit is very high. Everyone is very friendly and support each other. So as we like to say, it's a spirit, one for all and all for one.
And maybe if I could add, I think the same building where the Spice program is still there. Yeah, that dedicated building with all the library, everything. Still, it's the same exact building, right? Since 20.
Yes, in the same building, the big the building previously belonged to a library, but now we have the whole first floor for the
Yeah.
SPICE program. So that's a very big space. We have the laptops in the office, desktops in the office, and we also have a big space outside where we can do summer camps, we can do classes, and sometimes the students just play ping pong there
Yeah.
to relax between the training sessions. So it's really nice that we have that space there.
Yeah, great, great. So, about 2 to 3 weeks ago, I was interviewing Harsha, who is now a student at Webster and team member at Spice. So he was mentioning that, Spice reached out to him for a scholarship, and then he joined the team. So, like, what do you look for when you reach out to these players? Like, for example, let's say what qualities you're looking for and when do you normally reach out to them? For example, let's say if someone is going to join classes in school in August 2026, when would you have normally reached out to them? Like if as like saying, okay, we have a spot or a scholarship, how does this process work from your end at Spice?
So I do recruiting throughout the year because you never know which player may join from which term, right? And the way I do it is I go over the list of people who I feel suitable for the program based on their chess level, their rating, their personality, if I happen to know them, or if someone happen to know them and can share with me. And of course, age, usually you looking for people who are in suitable age for colleges, right? They not necessarily a specific age, but usually these people, they tend to be more interested in college.
Yeah.
So I
Yeah.
reach out to these people and see if they are interested in coming to America. Many of them are international chess players, and I talk to them mostly on social media, Zoom, sometimes in person when I happen to see them in tournaments, and we exchange contact, we keep in touch. And sometimes they don't come for this semester, but maybe next year, the year after that. So you really never know. And
Yeah.
then there are other people who reach out to me personally, who are who have heard of our program and they want to be part of the program. So they reach out to me or to Anastasia, who's the program representative. So they lots of people reach out to us, but of course we don't have the scholarship for everyone. So we have to interview them. We have to decide who we can offer the scholarships to. So usually, as you can imagine, the high-rated players tend to get the better scholarships. So, for example, Grandmasters above 2600 FIDE rating, they usually get the top level scholarships. And then Grandmasters, they also usually get full tuition. They may not get um, like everything else cover like the 2600 Grandmasters, but they have also very good um, conditions for them. And then there are many other players, local players, American players from other countries that also apply to us and they get partial scholarships. And we want to help them as well because this we're not only focusing on the top-rated players, but we want to have more and more students join the university. So we're offering partial scholarships to other people as well, and that's the way you remember from the past that we used to have many teams in the Pan Ams. Some lower rated, maybe FMs or even below, IMs or IMs, FMs and below. So we're still having that tradition. This year we actually started a women's team, a women-only team. I believe this is only the second time in the history of Webster that we have a women team. The first time was 2017, and then we didn't have a women-only team after that until this year. So very excited to be giving opportunities to players from all over the world, and I think they really appreciate that, and that's why they want to join us.
Got it. And when you were mentioning, like, players reach out to you and so on, like, what would be a good time frame? Like, in the sense, how early they should reach out for you to consider their application? Like, should it be like 1 year before they plan to start college, or what should be a good time they start talking with you, or like with the Webster team?
Right. So I would say as soon as they decide that they want to study in America,
Okay.
specifically in Webster, then they should reach out, because the list of applicants is long, and sometimes we don't have enough spots for all of them. So we have to say, okay, we keep you in mind for next year. And then if next year some of our students graduate, then we may offer that scholarship to other people. But let's say for undergrad students, they can join only in the fall, which is August, or the spring, which is January. So for August, usually you have to apply early in the year. At least I would say international students should apply by February, March at the latest, because the paperwork will take some time. You have to get approved, you get your I-20 form, you have to go through a visa process at the US embassy in your country, and then you have to do a lot of other things, go through the admission process and so on. So that whole process can take several months. So if you want to join in August, you should start early in the year. If you want to join in January, I would say start during the summer. And that's usually a good time. If you are a graduate student, you can have two additional options. You can join in addition to August and January. You can also do October or March. So you have a little bit more options, because graduate students, the classes are by term, not by semesters. So you can have a few more options. But usually the way it works is like sometimes they apply to join for the fall, for August, right? But for some reason their visa process takes longer than expected. So they would say, okay, we have to delay it, push it back to the October. And that's totally normal. That happens to a lot of international students too. And there's nothing wrong with that. So, I mean, if they, ideally we want to have them at the beginning of the year so we can start building the team and have everyone join the training sessions. But if for some reason they got delayed to the next term or the next semester, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Got it. Fantastic. And as you were mentioning about the women's team, like what is like the requirement? Like, do you offer like full scholarship for the women players as well? In like what rating generally, like do you consider that applications to Webster and so on for the women players team? Yeah.
So the women players, we offer them also very competitive scholarships compared to other universities. So some of them also got full scholarship, similar to what male students receive, and some of them got partial scholarships. So the criteria I use is just I have to make sure that they are good players, that they are good team players, good students, and they can fit in with the program. And because this year we have some more spots for women players, we want to help develop women in chess program. So we got a few more spots for student for women players. But now we already have a full women's team, so I don't think this year we can offer more
Yeah.
scholarship for women. This year I'm gonna focus more on the open team. But once some women players they graduate, then I will have more spots for future students as well.
Got it. So if they are WIM, WGM, they can reach out and check if there's any spot and if, if there's a possibility
Sure.
for them to get admitted.
Yeah. I would say anyone can reach out. Actually, last semester we actually right now we have someone who is about 1800, 1900,
Okay.
who received some scholarship from us. Not the full scholarship, of
Yeah.
course, but they are local player and they contribute to the program in
Got it.
another way. They don't
Yeah.
necessarily play in finance and Final Four,
Yeah.
but we have scholarships for everyone. So um, if someone is interested, they should just reach out to me, Anastasia, and contact information is right on our
Sure. I'll
website.
put it on the description as well of this so they can
Yeah,
reach out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So feel free to reach out to us, and then we can discuss what options we have for you.
Definitely. And in general, in a year, like how many spots open? Because it's kind of a revolving basis. Yeah. Students graduate and the spots open up. That's how it works, right?
Right. So my goal is to get two open teams and one women's team, but
Okay.
that's very hard to achieve. First of all, I remember back in the day we used to have 3, 4 teams. I think in one
Correct.
year we even had 5 teams, right?
Yeah.
By
Yeah.
2017, if I'm not
Yeah.
mistaken, it was
Correct.
well, Webster had 5 teams. So
Yeah.
that was really nice that we had lots of people. Nowadays, with only me managing the program, it's a little bit more challenging to have so many people. And
Got it.
also, I think to have too many teams also kind of makes it more difficult to prepare for them efficiently. So
Got
I
it.
try to limit it to 2 open teams and one women's team, and I want them to be very competitive. I don't just want a team. I want a very good team who can
Yeah.
compete for prizes.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to build that back. When I started this job at Webster, the first 2 years we had 7 GMs. So that was close to 2 very good open teams.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
ball four was not a GM in those years, but still
Okay.
very
Yeah.
decent team. And this year we are down a little bit to 4 GM, so I could only have one open team and one female team. But I'm gonna have a few more students coming in from the fall semester, so I should be back to 6, hopefully 7 GMs. And
Okay.
I'm not sure if we can do 2 open teams, but that's gonna be my inspire goal. I'm gonna try to get there.
Got it. Got it. Fantastic. And one question that, a bunch of parents, when they reach out to me specifically asking for guidance for the US programs, their kid would be around 16 years old, maybe around 2600, like 2575, 2600, or the player itself would be asking me this question. Like, what is the chance that if I end up reaching US and balance chess and education, will I get enough opportunities to also reach 2700 plus? Do you think it's practically possible to gain like 100 points when they balance chess and education? Or is it more like that kind of a growth is a bit tough when balancing? Like what? Because most of these players, they are prioritizing chess over education, but they still would want to get the college degree. And their goal is to become a 2700, like they are 2600 or close to 2600. What is your take on it? Do you think it's possible, or like is it too tough, very like time consuming, or like how do you look at this?
Yeah, I totally share their concern and their understand their the thinking whether they can combine chess and academics. And that's also what I talk to many parents and chess players too who have been inquiring about our program. So I gave them whenever I talk to parents who ask about this, I usually gave them a few examples. So Wesley So, he came to Webster University as a 2650 GM, and 2 years later he became a professional chess player, top 10, 2780. Ray Robson, when he joined Webster, he was 25, 80, something like that. And when he graduated, he was close to 2700. And now he's 2700 already. And myself, when I joined Webster, 2013, I was about 2700. And when I
Yeah.
graduated, I increased my rating a little bit, not as much as Wesley did, but I was around 27, 15, 20, something like that. So it's definitely possible to do well in both academics and chess. Of course, it's not easy, but I don't think it would be easy anywhere to do that.
Yeah.
So the key thing is just managing your time and your priorities. For
Yeah.
example, when you are preparing or playing a very serious tournament, right? Let's say World Cup, European Championship, Asian Championship, or something like that. Then of course you want to dedicate all your time for chess, and that is gonna be a good thing because you have your coach, your teammate here who can support you. Which if you are in your country and you're working alone, probably it would be hard or expensive to get that help.
Yeah.
You join our program, you will get that for free. So that's a very big help for them. And then of course, when you are not in any tournaments, then you have to focus on your studies. We take it very seriously. I always tell my students at the beginning of the year that they have to maintain a GPA, minimum GPA 3.0 out of 4.0. That's the
Okay.
condition for keeping their scholarships. So they know
Yeah.
that they need to take their classes seriously.
Yeah.
They have to show up for classes, do the assignments. So we want to see them succeed both on the chessboard and off the chessboard.
Okay.
We want them to have the degree, the diplomas that they want, and whatever they want to do later in life, that's their decision, and we want to support that. But if they want a good education and a good environment where they can get good chess training, I don't think they can have that anywhere else, any better place than Webster. Now, of course, if you are a super talented player and your rating is very high already at a very young age, let's say like Prag or Gukesh, of course,
Right.
you want to focus fully on chess, right?
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
may already become a world champion at 18, so you
Yeah.
don't really need to go to university. But
Yeah.
for every Gukesh, there's probably like 1,000 other players who don't get there, right?
Correct. Yeah.
So let's be honest. If you're not sure that you want to be a full-time chess player and what you want to explore other areas in life,
Yeah.
you want to have other options. I think higher education is important,
Okay.
and not only it teaches you some skills, not the technical expertise in other areas, but also it helps you with your social skills. It helps you with social life and so on. So I
Yeah.
think it's a very important part of growing as a person.
Yeah.
And from my experience, I would say I think it benefits everyone to have that experience. Whether you want to do something with your degree after you graduate, that's a different story.
Yeah.
Some people they go to university, get a degree, and then they still decide to stick with chess, and that's perfectly fine. Some people get a degree and then they do something else completely unrelated to that degree. So that's not much difference compared to going to university and then playing chess. So I would encourage parents and students to explore that option. And
Yeah.
um, by going to university, I think they keep more doors open for the future. They keep more options. Um, they keep it more flexible for them in case they want to do something outside of chess for the future.
Makes sense. Makes sense. And when you were mentioning about the training part at Webster and so on, like, approximately how many hours as a team the player gets to train? Like, and like, do they also get one-on-one training with you on a weekly basis or something? How does that work?
Yeah, so I always schedule one-on-one meetings with each student, at least once a week, sometimes more, depending on the student's class schedule and their upcoming tournaments.
Yeah.
But at least I try to do it once a week.
Okay.
Um, and then the team training we usually do on weekends when we have everyone together and we play out some positions. We do some puzzles and so on. So I try to have them train very seriously throughout the year, and especially more intensively during the breaks when we have a full week of training in the spring break, winter break, and the fall break to prepare specifically for Pan-Ams and the Final Four.
Got it. Fantastic. And now that you were like kind of, I want to ask a bit about your personal chess journey, because when I was going through your FIDE rating card, you were world junior number 1, and around that time is when I think you joined Webster. Like you were exactly number 1 on the world junior ranking in 2012, if I'm not 13, I think. And so, what was your logic then? Like you were like basically a prodigy then and now and then as well. Like, but why did you decide, okay, I will balance both? Is there any personal reasons why you decided to do, like, because you're already at 2700 back then in 2013?
Yeah, I think I was number 1 junior for a very short period of time in 2011, actually,
Yeah.
because that was when I was 20 years old and Fabi and Giri, they're a little bit younger than me. So
Mm.
I was 27 something and they were like around 2700. So I was a little bit ahead of them at that point.
Yeah.
But shortly after that, they both passed me.
Yeah.
And so the thing is, after I graduated from high school in Vietnam 2009, I
Yeah.
decided to play chess full time for a few years. And then around 2012, I decided that I wanted to change the environment because I felt that I was getting stuck in my chess level and I didn't have anyone in Vietnam who could guide me how to reach the next level. Because basically I was the first and until now still the only Vietnamese player who got to
Yeah.
2700. So there was
Yeah.
no one before me who had that experience and who could tell me what I should do. So I was trying and traveling and playing, but my results were kind of up and down. So some tournaments I did really well, like in the um, Aeroflot Open, Dortmund Invitational, and so on. But then there were some tournaments I did badly, so my rating didn't improve that much, and I felt like I needed to change something to try to get it to the next level. And that year, 2012, I came to America to play the Spice Cup Invitational. That year was the year that Webster started their chess program in
Yeah.
2012. So that was a very strong invitational tournament. Susan Ponga invited me, Ding Liren, Wesley So, Maxime Vachier-Lagrave,
Yeah.
um, yeah, I think someone else. So
And I
basically
think
very,
Mama
very
Diarra. I think it was Mama Diarra, if I'm not mistaken.
no,
Was
it
it not?
wasn't Mami.
No?
No,
Okay,
it was
fine. Yeah.
no, I don't think Mami ever played there
Okay. Okay.
before. But it was a very strong
Yeah.
tournament because I think 3 of these players eventually they became 2800. So
Yeah.
Wesley, Ding, and Maxim, they became
Yeah.
2800. And I think the other players that were me, Ray, and Balogh Jabba from Hungary.
Yeah.
So anyway, when I came there, I played that tournament. I didn't have any expectations about joining Webster. I was just focusing on my tournament. And then
Yeah.
at the end of the tournament, Susan awarded me with a scholarship. I was totally surprised. It was a very pleasant surprise, but it was totally surprised.
Yeah.
And she showed me the campus, and I like it. I thought, okay, maybe this is the change that I need, and it was a good decision. I think, because then the next year I moved to America to study my undergrad, and immediately that year Webster already had a very strong team, and we started winning the Pan Ams and the President's Cup for many consecutive years. So I had Wesley, I had Gray, I had Jock Meyer, and later on Ilya and Vasif, and so many good players to be my
Yeah,
teammates. So
true.
we learned a lot from each other, and we had a great time. They are still very good friends until today, and we
Yeah.
keep in touch. So I think it has been a really good change for my life, not only in chess but also academics and everything in general. So I'm really happy that I took that decision, and I'm hoping that I could help pass my knowledge to future Western students in the same way that I was helped back then.
Got it. Great journey, right? Long journey, and also now you're still also actively playing. I know you said you are going to, like, you're currently going to in Germany for playing in Grenke before the call you were mentioning to me. So how are you now managing being a 27, 20 plus player, and this, like, it must be incredibly tough. How are you doing it with so many young players out there? How are you able to hold on to the rating and also have a full time, like, a director job at Webster?
Yeah,
Like,
so I
yeah,
actually don't play as much as I used to before, but this year I'm planning quite a few tournaments. So at the beginning of the year, I already played the Prague Invitational tournament. I didn't do so well there, but it was okay. Then I'm gonna play this one, the Grand Key Freestyle Open. Of course, it's not FIDE rated or anything. It's freestyle, just
yeah,
960. So not rated yet, but it's gonna be a fun experience. I already see so many top players here, and I think it's gonna be a tough tournament. But at the same time, we're gonna enjoy it so much because once in a while you get to play without preparation, right?
yeah,
So that's a nice thing. And then I will probably play the World Rapid and Blitz Team Championships in
yeah.
June, and then
Okay.
the I got invited also to the Leon Masters, which is a rapid knockout tournament, only four
Yeah.
players. So me, Vishyanan, Santos Latassa, and
Okay.
Faustino Oro. So
Ah,
only four players. So it's a short tournament. And then
yeah.
I'm gonna play the Bill tournament, the one that I always play every year. And then hopefully at the end of the year I might play a World Cup. I'm not sure if I'm eligible for it yet because the thing is they usually require FIDE requires a minimum number of classical games,
Game.
rated games
Oh,
in a
game
certain,
requirement. Yeah.
yeah, in a certain period of time, right?
Okay. Yeah.
And I don't know, it depends on the months that they're requiring. I may not have enough games, so I'm not
True.
sure if I'm eligible to play that. But if I'm eligible, I think it should be fun because I always like the knockout format.
Yeah.
So nowadays I don't set like very high goals for myself when I come to play chess because um I still enjoy playing. I'm still loving the games, but I feel like when I go to play tournaments, it's mostly just to um, I don't have very high expectations. I try to do the best I could in every game, and
Yeah.
whatever happens will happen. I don't have hopes of becoming world champion. Probably that's unrealistic for me. But as long as I find the joy in playing the games, I'm still gonna play, and and I think those are good opportunities to meet people, to see friends, possibly recruit some students for my team. And I want to
Yeah.
experiment a little bit as well. For example, the freestyle, this time I'm playing, is my first time playing that in the classical time format.
Yeah.
And yeah, so I'll just see what how I would do about that. But in general, I try to combine right now my full-time job is coaching the Webster team. So I try to arrange my time In the summer, when most of the students go home or they play some other tournaments, then I have more time to play. But during the year, I try. I don't take priority for those tournaments too much compared to my Webster commitments. So we'll see. I think by playing not too much, I actually enjoying that more because I appreciate every chance I get to play now. So I kind of I don't feel like burnout when I used to play like at least one tournament a month, right? Sometimes I do
Yeah.
two or three back when I was like younger. But nowadays, if I do one tournament every 2 3 months, I'm totally fine with that too.
Yeah, makes sense. Absolutely. Great, great. So I have one last question. Kind of generally they ask like, how does chess help academic? But I want to switch the question more like, do you think like, having a degree helps in chess in any way? I mean, I'll just share what I felt. I felt more confident when I did my degree and it translated to better chess results back then. Do you agree with that? Like having chess, that a college degree gives that like kind of a increased confidence, like a backup option. Do you agree with that perspective that it helps you to become a better chess player as well, like having a college degree?
Yes, I think so. Maybe not directly, but in a way, having a college degree or college experience, it enhances your point of view in many things. Develops your critical thinking, helps with your time management, your um, priority management. And I think that in general helps in life, develop critical skills in life. And whether you apply those skills in chess, in business, or in anything else, I think that's still a very valuable lesson. And the people you meet in college, they probably will become lifelong friends, just like what I learned from my experience. And speaking about college degree, I know you can speak from your experience as well because you started a very successful chess academy in India, right?
Yeah.
I can show you an article I saw from Webster website. They wrote about your success with your chess academy, and this is a inspiring story for all Webster alumni, not just chess player, but all alumni around the world. We cheer for those successes. We are very happy when we see alumni from the university succeed in whatever field they choose. And
Yeah.
I think that just goes to show that don't limit yourself on the chessboard. The chessboard is 64, it has only 64 squares, but
Yeah.
life is so much bigger than that, and there are so many things, other things you can do in life. With the skills that you learn from college and from chess, I think you can apply that everywhere.
Fantastic. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree with what you're saying, right? Like chess world like limits us to a certain level, but when we add academics, it gives a much bigger and broader perspective of life. I completely agree with you, Liam, on it. And so right now, just like so right now for 2026, admissions are going on in like Webster, like for the Webster team. Is that's or like if someone is look for 2025, it's kind of close. This like I just wanted to see more like put it out. If someone is applying now, most likely they're aiming for 2026 admissions, right? For Webster team.
It's still not too late to join us for August 2025, but they would
Okay.
have to be very
Very
efficient
quick with all the process,
with the
examinations and
process. Yeah,
oh, okay.
especially if they're international students. If they
Got it.
are American students, it's a lot easier, faster, because
Yeah.
they don't need to go through the visa process. But let's say if they are international students,
Yeah.
then if they apply right now, right this week,
Yeah.
and they get all the documents ready and they get admitted next week, they still have to go through the
Oh,
visa process,
yeah, yeah,
and
that
that
is true.
depends on how quick you can make the appointment with the embassy. Some
Got
embassies
it.
take longer time to do
Yeah.
that, but it's still doable. It's yeah. And as I said, if it's too late, then we can always push that back to October for graduate students, or January for undergrad, and they can join us next semester
And
too. So they're not
yeah,
limited to just this.
okay. And the scholarships generally, it's a 4-year scholarship, right, for undergrad. And if they decide to continue, they can do masters for 2+ years. Is that right? Is that how it works still?
Yeah, so if they start as an undergrad,
Yeah,
they typically will complete their studies in about 4 years.
yeah,
And if they start as an grad students, then typically 2 years. Now, if they have transferable credits, let's say if they have already studied 1 year in another university, then they
yeah,
can transfer those credits to Webster, so they don't waste time studying from scratch. So that would shorten their study time. So maybe they would not need 4 years for undergrad. They would need only 3 years. In some cases, even less than that, 2.5. So it's
yeah,
totally possible. And of course, if they want to, let's say, if they want to continue as a grad student, we can also discuss that. Usually, the
yeah,
scholarships, when I invited them, the scholarships are, I guarantee until they finish that study, right? That undergrad or grad studies.
yeah.
It can be renewed. That's another discussion that we'll have at that point in
Got it.
time.
Fantastic. So I think you gave a lot of explanation on the whole admission process. Really, thanks a lot for taking your time and explaining and your own chess journey. We're really happy that you managed to join us for this interview. Thanks a lot, Liam, for joining. If you want to add any last things about Webster or Spice, anything you can, would really, really appreciate that you took your time in spite of your busy schedule to join us today for this interview.
Oh yeah, no, it's my pleasure. So, um, as you can see today, I'm a little bit jet lagged, but I'm very happy to talk to you, because you are a success story from Webster, from our alumni, and I'm very happy to see you and other alumni doing so well to popularize the game of chess in your country, in India, around the world, through your academy, through your YouTube channel, and I'm really glad to see everyone doing so well, and um, I hope you will continue doing well. I wish you all the best with your academy and your YouTube channel. And if you happen to visit St. Louis again, don't forget to stop by Western University, and
Definitely. Thank you.
look
Thanks for
forward to
the
seeing you.
Yeah, and wishing you the
Okay.
best in the Grand K freestyle. We are rooting for you to win the tournament. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Okay. To all the viewers, thanks for watching this episode of interview that we had with Grandmaster Quang Liem, who is the director and like head coach of the Webster University Spice Chess program. I'll be seeing all in another episode with another guest. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you.